Yes, and also yes, and also yes, and also no, and also yes. And yes. Hi everyone! Welcome. So with the new year and everything, I've been having a little think. I've been thinking a lot recently about how we use the word aesthetics and the ideas behind them and all the fast trends that we're currently going through, and not just fast fashion trends, but like personality trends. Like, it's you have to be this aesthetic and you have to fit into this label or you don't fit at all. It's crazy to me how with the influence of social media we just seem to be cycling through trends so much quicker than we did when magazines and TV and, let's say, regular media, not social media, tended to cycle through trends. Like, we just seem to be going through everything at such a faster pace. I feel like it started over Christmas in particular. Like, I was sat with my dad and he was telling me about his time in the 90s and how cool it was and blah blah blah, and I was listening to a story he was telling me about one of his friends, and I was just sat there being like, I feel like it would be really cool to be that aesthetic. I just had this moment of like, girl, be fucking for real. You've just heard somebody's story and gone, that's an aesthetic. And it really made me think. I caught myself out there. And then I thought back and I was like, I have actually been doing this for a while now as well. Like, I'll see people on social media and I'll be like, wow, to be a part of that aesthetic. I wonder what aesthetic I am, or I wonder what kind of niche I would fit into. Like, you know, like which one would your girlfriend choose? I wonder which one would be mine, you know? Or like the starter pack things that you can get where it's like, oh, this is how to be a rockstar GF. Here's how to be fairy grunge. Which one would I be? Which label do I fit under? Which box am I in? And then I had a little bit of a crisis. Forgive me for this, but we live in a society where social media just brainwashes us so much. Content that people are creating for clicks and views and numbers, people are living their life by. That's their guideline. Something that is literally created to farm engagement is becoming guidelines for how we live. Isn't that kind of nuts? And that's always kind of been the case at one point or the other. Like, I'm sure watching TV, people will be like, oh, I need to have that item of clothing. I need to look like that. Oh my gosh. I need to be physically like this person, or ignore my fidget toy, by the way, I'm sorry, I fidget when I talk. Do our makeup like that person. Here's some recipes to follow if you want to live like this, or here's a workout routine if you want to be that one guy from that one film that one time. But with social media, it's just shoved down our throats constantly, like day in and day out. It's how to be a preppy girl aesthetic, a day in the life of me being a clean girl, or come organize my drawers with me. We watch people organize their drawers and we go, I wish those were my drawers. I wish I was that organized. Get up, girl, get up. And it's not just girls either. I feel like there's always been pressure on whatever gender you identify as. There always has been, and there probably always will be some sort of celebrity or icon or stereotype which we are desperately all trying to fit into one way or the other. There were always idealizations for men and women, but there was a heavy focus on women. But now there's like a heavy focus on men, and there's like looks maxing, buccal fat removals. What's the thing with mewing? You got men mewing, going, pressing their tongues to the fucking top of their mouth or something, and like being like, oh, do I have the correct tongue posture? For what? Literally for what? What's it meant to do? Make your face look slightly less round or something? I don't know. But the fact that that's a thing now, insane. There's no hate to people who find this interesting at all. If you want to be a preppy girl, or you want to, I don't know, mew your fucking face off, go for it. That's not my business. I just find this idea so interesting. We are creating and defining content based on what niche group it can like fit into, and teaching people how to fit into these groups. A couple years ago, it was a huge thing of like fast fashion, and we're cycling through like 90s trends, 80s trends, 70s trends. I did that in reverse, but you get the idea. We were going through them so quickly, just like every 6 months or so there would be something that was trending in a different decade that was now becoming popular again. And everybody was like, oh, the way that fast fashion is like going through cycles so quickly is kind of scary. Slow down, that's enough slices. I was like, oh, okay, the thing that I was wearing 6 months ago is no longer in fashion. Shit, better catch up, I guess. And now we're doing that with just different ideas, different definitions to reuse the same styles that were popular maybe even a year ago, but slightly different things are in focus now. Maybe a year ago it was, I've mentioned this, but like fairy grunge was a thing, and like clean girl, and now it's like coquette girls with bows and rockstar GFs. These starter packs created in Canva of what to listen to and where and read, how to fit into whichever box you want to fit into, they aren't all bad. They're not. I'm just sat here like complaining and whining and moaning about it like a little baby boy, but they're really not actually all bad. They encourage creativity, they can get people to try out new things. However, it also kind of encourages a lot of us to just stare at our phones and obsess over different people and their lives and wish that those were our lives. Why can't we be as skinny as them or as popular as them? Why can't we dress like that? Or why can't we listen to these things, watch these movies, have these opinions, think these people's thoughts? We end up becoming so obsessed with the way that other people live their lives that we kind of stop living our own, which is cringe and ooh and yuck, but it's true. Was doom scrolling a thing 10 years ago? Probably, but only on BuzzFeed, and what harm was that doing anybody? This current need to fit into certain boxes, certain labels, I think it comes from a genuine dissatisfaction from our own lives. And I'm saying this as somebody who is sitting here and doing it. Like, I'm guilty, but it doesn't make it better. And it's not a new TikTok thing, this isn't a new theory, social media bad, blah blah blah, you don't believe what you read and see online. We get it. Even 10 years ago now, and I want to throw up thinking that it was 10 years ago, but do you remember 2014 Tumblr? It's been 10 years. Do you understand the grip that 2014 Tumblr had on me? Do you understand the photos I used to post to try and be 2014 Tumblr even after 2014 had ended? I was in 2018 trying to be 2014 Tumblr and listen to Billie Eilish at the same time. Don't get me started. It's not new, but it's more. Or maybe I'm just on social media more. Maybe it's actually a me thing and nobody else has this problem. Either way, I'm suffocating. It feels suffocating. I could be wrong, but it feels like we're at a point where acceptance for different styles and groups of different people is at an all-time high. And yet there's more pressure than ever to look a certain way. I have had multiple conversations with friends, multiple conversations with multiple different groups of friends of, if you could have one plastic surgery, what would you have? If you could have one procedure done, what would you get? Multiple conversations. That's not normal. When was it normal for plastic surgery to just be thrown around like it's fucking nothing? We're in an era of mewing and BBLs and lip filler and beautiful fat removals being a part of everyday vocabulary. What is the obsession with trying to become everything we see online nowadays? Like, yeah, back in the day, you would see somebody who would go on My Strange Addictions who was trying to turn themselves into, I don't know, a Ken doll. Now people are turning themselves into Kim Kardashian every single day, and like, that's normal. That's normal and fine and great and good, actually. We should all do that. It feels like everything is listed out and labels are thrown around like keywords to be picked out by algorithms. And those keywords are just picked out by whatever sweatshops are producing nowadays. There is this pressure to like fit into these tight little boxes before it has time to change. And then when it does change, you don't want to be caught dead in that box. You need to have already moved to the next box and be comfortable and be established. And it's beyond how you look. It's beyond if you have bunny beauty or doe eyes or a siren eyes or I don't know, whatever animal you want to look like this time. But it's what you watch, what you read, what you listen to, if you like this, if you like that, and overall, I'm fed up. I sound like a judgmental bitch. Like what you like or what you don't like, listen to what you want to listen, try things, change things, start new things and never finish them. Take recommendations and inspiration and start healthy habits and break the ones that aren't good for you. Do whatever you want to make yourself happy, apart from texting them back. Devote your life to whatever current TikTok trend is on your For You page right now isn't gonna make you start liking yourself. Spend your time trying to smush yourself into a box that a bitch on Canva made isn't gonna make you any happier. If you want somebody to tell you how to live, I'll do it. I volunteer as tribute, I'll do it. Do things that make you happy. Listen to songs that you like without shame or fear of judgment. Don't listen to what you don't enjoy, even if other people are listening to it. Spend your free time trying out new things and deciding what you like and don't like. Or just enjoy the same thing over and over and over again. Who cares? I've rewatched The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills like 5 times now. Do I do it with shame? Yeah, kinda, but that's The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm allowed a little bit of shame as a treat for rewatching that as many times as I have. But I still enjoy it. It's 2024. Stop worrying about fitting into some guidelines of how to live a nice life. Especially guidelines made by somebody who has several very cute, expensive lamps and doesn't worry about paying her energy bill. Or don't. I don't care.